The owner and two managers of an East Valley sushi joint are in federal custody. Two of their restaurants are now closed.
They're accused of housing dozens of undocumented workers, forcing those workers to work over 40 hours a week.
12 News journalist Sean Rice is live outside of Sakura Sushi in Ahwatukee, the lone location that is still open. Sean, what do you know?
Yeah, Troy Caribe, good evening to you both. It's been 12 days since Yung Lau, the owner of Sakura and Akita Sushi, 4 locations in total all across the East Valley, was taken into custody. He's been charged with harboring and employing dozens of undocumented workers. The government alleges that he bought 4 houses, what they have dubbed as stash houses, where these undocumented workers would come from day in and day out, from the house to these locations, living there and working at these sushi joints for well below minimum wage. Now, according to court documents, these 4 stash house locations were in Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, and Gilbert. You're looking at video right here of the 2 of them, one in Tempe and one in Mesa. Video from a neighbor at that Tempe house near Rural and Elliott shows HSI agents executing a search warrant back on December 10th. That day, they removed 6 workers, all from Mexico, who do not have authorization to work legally in the U.S. That same morning, video from a neighbor near the Mesa stash house shows agents removing more undocumented workers, 7 Mexican citizens and 1 manager from China. Investigators spent months surveilling the businesses and all of the stash houses. They witnessed the workers be transported in white vans every morning to and from the homes to the businesses, 7 days a week with no days off. I spoke with neighbors who live near the Tempe and Mesa houses. They would see this take place every single day, and for some, it certainly did set off alarm bells.
They would just line up here in single file line in a van and just go inside and go outside. They never used the front door. They'd always go through the side gate. They were very, quiet and just trying to stay under the radar, which, I guess they did a pretty good job of it.
They moved in and basically shut the windows, doors. You'd see them in the vans in the early morning, getting in, and then late at night they'd come back in the van.
Did you have any suspicions whatsoever as to what is going on?
Oh, certainly, yeah. That, when somebody is so standoffish, they don't want to talk to anybody, there's something beyond.
And in an interview with these workers, they said Yung Lau, again, the owner of Sakura and Akita Sushi, would pay them in cash twice a month, totaling $2,000 for the entire month. They would not be charged rent at any of these stash homes. Court records say curtains lined the inside of each of these homes, with multiple people living in a single room inside each of these homes. Now, today I did have a chance to walk right inside this Sakura Sushi location in Ahwatukee. I spoke with a worker inside. This worker could offer no explanation as to why I couldn't speak with the owner. This worker also couldn't tell me where the owner was. Now, 2 Sakura Sushi locations are closed, one in Mesa and one in Gilbert. This one remains open. Again, the worker inside offered no explanation for why those locations were closed. In total, over 30 undocumented workers were taken into ICE custody as a result of this investigation. And of course, the owner, Yung Lau, now sits in a federal facility awaiting trial. We're live in Ahwatukee. Sean Rice, 12 News.
What a story, Sean. They were like indentured servants almost. So how would he get them into the country? Did we find that out? Allegedly.
Every situation was different, according to the federal complaint I reviewed. A lot of these workers were brought over by smugglers, which we've seen happen over the past several years. And so a lot of them just crossed over the border. But it seemed as though there was a connection from Mexico, where people in Mexico that would help them get across the border knew that this was an employment opportunity and kind of facilitated a lot of that connection. We'll send it back to you.
Some of those eyewitness, details from the neighbors, some of those details are pretty concerning, I would say, in all of this. Okay, Sean, thank you so much.